Dear students, today we are going to start the 5th lesson of class 4. So the name of the lesson is Sanitation and Diseases. So sanitation is very important. We have to know about it. So now you can ask me one question, why we should read about the sanitation and regarding the different kind of diseases. So first thing I would like to say you that if you won't know about them on that time, lots of problem you may face, because if you don't know, they are one kind of our enemy. So if you don't know about your enemy, then you can't win over them also. So that's why to get the win over them, you have to learn about them also. So keep your surroundings clean or else you may fall ill. That one is the first tagline of this lesson. So that means always you have to be clean. Your surroundings also should be clean. And the sanitation in India leaves much to be desired. Actually the sanitation system of the India is not good that much. So that's why there are lots of ways are there are lots of works are there. Still now that one should be developed. And the thing, open sewers and the clogged drains are a way of life in cities. This helps mosquitoes to breed, leading to diseases like dengue and chikungunya. So these are the diseases mosquitoes are breeding. With the help of what? They are they're coming from where? The stagnated water. Yes, then another thing is there, with the help of the stagnant water, the lots of mosquitoes are breeding, and because of the breeding of mosquitoes, the diseases like dengue, chikungunya, they are spreading here and there among the different people, that means among the civilization, that means the civics. And the thing is there, people have no civic sense. If you will see the surrounding you also, people, they are not following any permanent rule. They are not listening whatever the government are instructing. Even if you will think that recently one diseases are there through over the world, that one is leading over our human civilization. That one is the COVID-19. Is it? So that one, on that time our government declared the lockdown. But most of the people in our country, they didn't obey the government order. That's why day by day the cases are increasing. So that's mean that the people, they do not have any kind of that civic sense, that proper civic sense they do not have. And despite on roads is very normal. If you will visit the road, go out on that time, you may see that despite on roads in many buildings, the walls are seen to be spotted with bitter leaf stains, and urinating and defecating in public are common. Stray dogs poop and everywhere. This is the typical scenario of our India. That means in India, if you will see little bit, if you will observe little bit, the people, they are not aware about their health. They are not aware about their sanitation. That means that's why we have to do the improvement, more amount of improvement required, otherwise it is not possible. The proper sanitation is not possible, and the diseases also we are not able to control because of that kind of people also. I am not saying here that all of the people, they do not have the these common senses, that means the civic senses, they do not have. I am not saying that, but most of the people, they do not have. Is it? So like that. And the thing is there, what about the sanitation? Sanitation is the hygienic means of preventing human contact from the hazards of waste to promote health. That means if you will follow few rules, if you will follow this thing, that means you can prevent the disease to the direct contact of the human being and protect health. Because of that, why your health condition will be promoted. And the thing is there, hazards, which kind of hazards it may be? It can be physical, it may be biological, it may be micro, it may be chemical, and it may be different kind of diseases. Chemical agents of disease, these all the things are possible. And the thing is there, waste that can cause health problems are human and animal faces. Yes, that are very problematic nowadays, because not only nowadays, from the ancient days only, they do not have proper arrangement for these things. That's why, and these solid wastes, domestic waste water, that means the sewage, urine and grey water, industrial waste and the agricultural waste. So these all the things, whenever they are coming to our body, on that time we are feeling sick. So as a result of it, different kind of health problems may occur. And the thing next, I would like to tell you about the diseases through contaminated water. So contaminated water is spreading some diseases, just like the diarrhea, cholera, malaria and the filariasis. Is it? So filariasis, these four kind of diseases are mainly common thing, but there are other diseases also which are spread with the help of the contaminated water. And the thing is there, waterborne, that means water is carrying. Waterborne diseases are those that are transmitted by drinking unhealthy water. I have told you for so many times that always drink plenty of water, but the water should be pure enough. Otherwise, you may fall sick, you may be ill. So that's why the water should be clean enough, your water should be filtered, and that one should be pure also. Is it? So like that you have to follow. And the thing is there, unfortunately they are a major case of morbidity and mortality, and especially in children in our country, about 20% of the communicable diseases in India are waterborne. That means among the all kind of diseases, almost 20% diseases spread from the water. So that's why we have to look into the water also. That one should be the clean, and that one should be germ free. That means filtered. And poor sanitation, improper storage of water and lack of proper waste disposal are the main cause of water contamination. That means water is being contaminated because of this kind of reason, that lack of proper waste disposal. That means what we are doing, simply after using any kind of thing, that means disposal things inside the water, on that time that water being contaminated. And another thing is improper storage of our water. We are not storing our water in the proper way, and the sanitation arrangement is also poor in India. That's why the water become contaminated. Next, what about diarrhea? Diarrhea is that remains the most prevalent water related disease in India. So if you will see in the ancient time also, diarrhea was there on that time also. So diarrhea is a most prevalent water related disease in India. Not only India, in our surrounding, that means neighbor country also facing the same problem. And it mostly affects children under the age of 5 and often leads to death. So who are the children below the age of 5? They are generally being affected by the diarrhea. And this one, because of this disease, sometimes the children, they leads to death even. So that means that one is a problem. That means this one is not a very small disease. So what the thing you can do for this and the symptoms of the diarrhea? How can you understand that your that the diarrhea is there? So how it is possible? That include the severe dizziness. So on that time you would feel the dizziness, loss of consciousness and dehydration and pale skin. So these are the different symptoms of the diarrhea. And diarrheal infection is spread through food and drinking water. It can be spread through water as well as food also, and that has been contaminated. Diarrheal attacks can last up to 2 weeks and leaves the person completely dehydrated. So diarrhea is a very dangerous disease for the children, not for the adults. Generally adults are not being attacked by this disease. So that's why the children, you have to, that means whoever in your surrounding is there, so they all should take care of the proper sanitation. That means the proper water and food, both the things should be clean enough, and then both the things should be fresh enough, purified. Is it? So in this way you can avoid this, you can fight against the diarrhea. And the thing is that whenever it will be there, that means any one of the child will be attacked by this disease, on that time you have to visit doctor. So yes, this treatment is available, but in this way the lots of children, they are affecting. So that's why it's better to do cure to prevent. Prevention is better than the cure. So you must have to go for them. And if you will see here that the bacteria are there, so many bacteria are present on that time, it were present in the time of diarrhea. That's why whatever the food the baby or the children are eating on that time, it is not being digested. And the next thing, that means the next disease is cholera. So what about this one? Cholera is also a water related disease and is diarrheal in nature, and thousands of people fall prey to cholera every year in India. So still now, think about our treatment system, that still now that one is not, sanitation system, that one is not still now developed. So that's why so many people, they are being attacked by the cholera as well as the diarrhea. And the thing is there, cholera can happen to both adults and the children. And in India, cholera related deaths are most common in places with shortage of good quality water. Symptoms of cholera include water bubbles and fever in certain cases. So that means fever is not mandatory, but that one is the water bubbles. That one should be there. So that means that one is very painful, very pathetic for us also. So you have to look into them, that the children and the adults both can be affected by this disease, and always you have to use, that means the sanitation is mandatory for all of us. Otherwise this kind of diseases will be attacked. So it is very common in our India, and the most of the people, they are dying with the cause of the what thing? This disease. That one is very dangerous. And the thing next about the malaria. So malaria or the malarial fever, that one is spreading with the help of the actually mosquito. Which kind of mosquito? The plasmodium parasite mosquito that breathes in water. That means water is only responsible to give birth of this kind of mosquitoes. And the water bodies like lakes and paddy fish, stagnant water is another favorite breeding ground for these deadly parasites. So actually the mosquitoes are not growing in the fresh water. In the most time, if you will see them, they are breeding in the stagnated water or the any kind of water where wave is not there. That means flow of water is not there. So on that time, this different kind of mosquitoes, they are able to breed themselves, and as a result of it, after growing, they all are spreading different kind of diseases, just like the malaria, the dengue. So these are the different kind of very dangerous problem. The diseases are there, and in this century even the people are dead. The people are having, that means the cause to death in in India. So it is very pathetic situation still now. And the thing is there, another, malaria mostly kills children in India, as adults slowly form some sort of immunity and against the parasite. Over the years, symptoms of malaria include fever, chills, headache and vomiting. So these all are the symptoms. And if you will see the dengue also, this kind of symptoms you will face. So these are the very dangerous, and this one is more dangerous for the children because they don't have this in their body the immunity power to fight against this disease. And if you will see the adults, a few of the adults, they in themselves build little amount of the immunity power. So that's why that is not that much furious. That means that is not that much fear for the people, that means for the adults. And what about the children? For them that one is more dangerous. Next, what about the filariasis? Filariasis is a parasitic disease and affects people who live near, that means the sanitary. That means the sanitation is very important nowadays. So see here, the filaria is also being spread with the help of unsanitary water bodies or the sewage. So without proper sanitation, lots of diseases may occur, and filariasis is spread by mosquitoes also that breeds in fresh and stagnant water bodies, and is the host of the filarial nematode worm. So this one is one kind of worm, and this one is residing in the body of the mosquito, and these worms affects humans to leads to. So this one is also very dangerous diseases. If you will see them, that for the case of diarrhea, I have told you that different bacteria are present inside the stomach. See here, this one is the picture. And what about the cholera? That one is also being contaminated by the water. See here, this kind of the small microbes, they are spreading. And what about the malaria? See here, the mosquito is there, and simply it is beating one of the man, and afterwards it is spreading the germ, that means this malaria, this parasites, is it? So this one is simply mixing inside our body. That body means inside our blood. So these are the very dangerous because direct contact is there. So anyhow you can't prevent. And the thing is there, see here, this one is about the filaria disease. That means the image. So these different kind of disease are there. So you have to be careful about them. So these all was the different kind of disease, and whose was contaminated by the water. Now we will learn about the diseases through contaminated food. Yes, food is also able to contaminate the disease. So First thing, that food poisoning, also known as foodborne illness or foodborne diseases. So, is any illness that results from eating contaminated food. So, here you can say, that means the food related diseases, that means which one is spreading with the help of the food. So, food poisoning, that one is one of the problem of the disease also, and the thing is any illness that results from eating contaminated food. Harmful bacteria are the most common causes of food poisoning. So bacteria, what is happening here? Here the bacteria are being present. So whenever food poisoning means if you will eat any food without any cover, without that means not fresh, so that kind of food are being that means spread, the different kind of bacteria are coming there, they are residing on that time. If you let your food for more time, on that time the bacteria can come, and they, whenever you are eating the food on that time, the bacteria are also going inside our stomach, and as a result of it, different kind of diseases may happen. And the thing is there, if you will see that harmful bacteria are the most common cause of the food poisoning, but other causes include virus, parasites, toxins and contaminants. So these are also may present inside the food. So always whenever you are eating, on that time the food should be fresh enough, the food should be clean enough, and you should keep the food in the cover. Otherwise, cover does not, that means with a lid. So suppose you have prepared the food, and after 1 or 2 hours you are going to eat. So still now you are not feeling hungry or whatever may be. So on that time what you should do, the food should be preserved with a lid, with the help of one lid. Otherwise the different kind of bacteria can come, and different type of the flies, you know that these are the very problematic insect in our daily life. So they are simply spreading the lots of germs in our food also. And the symptoms, what the symptoms you may face for the case of this food poisoning disease: the nausea, the vomiting, stomach pain, the diarrhea, feeling weak, fever or chills, sometimes sweating also, and the headache. So these all are the symptoms, that these all will be with you, these problems will be with you if you won't eat the exact food. Exact food means the pure and the fresh food. So here you have to be very careful also. And the thing is there, so these are the different kind of diseases contaminated by the water and the food. So now it is time to prevent them. So steps to be taken to prevent breeding of mosquitoes. So if you can control them, the diseases spread by them also won't be able to spread. So that's why what the thing you can do. So first thing, empty drains or cover all things that can and may hold water. So any one of the container which one can hold water, you should keep them into the, that means upside down, like this you have to keep. Now maintain swimming pool with proper care, because in the swimming pool the water is present, and if you won't able to maintain them with proper care, on that time the mosquitoes can breed there, and as a result of it, it will spread the different kind of diseases. So whenever you are going to any that means the swimming pool, that one should be maintained in the well conditions and with the proper care also. And repair or prevent outside leaks. So this one is also one way to control the breeding of mosquitoes, and change water collection pans for plant pots weekly. We know that we in our home we are planting the trees, small trees in the pot, and to prevent the soil. So what happens whenever we are pouring the water, we are watering the plants on that time, few of the soils are coming out. So to prevent it, we are simply placing the plate. So that plate or the pans we are placing, and that one is sometimes, if you will observe, that one is being filled. So that one you have to clean at least weekly, once a day, once a week. And the thing is that trim your lawns weekly. So whatever the lawns you have, you have to clean them, otherwise the mosquitoes can breed there also. And fill holes in trees with sand or mortar. So this one is also one duty of us. An empty drain, remove cover or turn upside down things that can hold water. So this one is a mandatory thing, and throw out those things, that means the old tires, the tin cans, the bottles, jars, buckets, drums and other containers, or keep them upside down, or so no water can enter them. So for the case of the tire, I think you should destroy it. Otherwise, if you will throw it here and there, but there also in the time of rain, the water will be collected by this, and after few days the mosquitoes can breed there. So whenever you are thinking that these kind of objects can hold the water, these containers can hold water, better to keep them in that position as if it can't hold water. And mosquitoes develop only in water. If water stands for a little over 1 week, many mosquitoes will breed. That means only 1 week is sufficient for them to breed. They are not like the human being that 10 months will take for one baby to give the birth. So that one is not that much lengthy process. Only 1 week is sufficient for them. So you have to take care of them. And the fact finder is there. Wastes that can cause health problems are human and animal waste. Feces, solid waste, domestic wastewater, just like the sewage, urine and grey water, industrial waste and agricultural waste. These all can cause the different kind of disease. They all can spread the disease.